Welcome to the Business Happy Hour radio show with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, the owner of Lincoln Lending Group right here in Tampa Bay for 23 years. Joined by his incredible co-host, KSENIA Akishina, realtor with Mahara and Associates, Tampa's top real estate company. Together, they have helped finance and close nearly $1 billion of real estate every year. If you're looking for local mortgage or real estate advice, the Business Happy Hour team has been right here on News Radio WFLA for over a decade. Listen right here or find us on the Business Happy Hour YouTube channel or follow us on Instagram at Frank the Bank Cotto. Now sit back, relax, and get ready for some serious mortgage, real estate, and business talk with two of Tampa's top experts. Here's Frank the Bank and KSENIA.
Good afternoon, good morning, good evening from the Business Happy Hour. I am your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, in studio with my amazing co-host, KSENIA Akishina from Mahara and Associates. How you doing, Sen?
Thank you, Frank. I'm doing great.
You're looking studious in those glasses.
You know what? I've been liking the glasses lately.
Have you been?
Yeah.
Okay, here's the question. Are those real or are those designer?
Oh, they're definitely real.
Right, so if you take them off, you can't see anything?
That's why, yes, the contacts are just getting more and more bothersome. So I'm like, you know what? At least we can still wear glasses, right?
That is so true. So I'm one of those contacts glasses people, but you've never seen me in glasses because I hate them. And I don't know. I can't do it. And
Maybe you haven't had a pair that you like.
You're 100% right. My pair are so old and so ugly. Like, I'm so embarrassed if I have to wear them. I'd almost just run into walls instead. It's that bad. How bad's your prescription? Are you like blind if you take them off?
You know what? It's not that bad, but I do feel blind if I take them off.
Of course you feel blind. Yeah. I'll share mine in just a second. People will laugh at me. Before I do, I want to introduce our guest host today. We've got Jeff Sutliff with Realty One Group. Jeff is one of the newest realtors on the Realty One Group team. And KSENIA and I have actually not had the pleasure of interviewing somebody who's been in the business less than a year, I don't think, Sen. Have we?
I mean, we've been doing this a while now,
know.
but not in recent memory. So
I don't think so. So
I'm
it's going to be
excited.
fun, right? So, I mean, Jeff's going to bring a different perspective. I told him in the show today, I said, ask us some questions, because we can help you out. We're going to find out from Jeff, what does he specialize in? But we're going to find out who Jeff is and where did he come from. And I'll give you guys a little tip. Jeff knows all about leadership because he used to run a leadership boot camp out in Clearwater, I believe. Is that right, Jeff?
Yep, that's it.
All right. Well, welcome to the show. First time on radio, right?
Thank you. Yeah, this is it.
You're doing good already.
Oh, thanks.
Man, you're talking into the mic and you look good. You sound good. I mean, you really can't mess anything up.
he was able to do Instagram.
Can you believe it? As first time?
First time, yes.
Yes.
Frank got him on Instagram,
Right.
but I mean, you've had no issues logging on. Usually we're all like,
right?
scrambling around. So you're a pro.
Yeah, you picked up a new follower.
Yeah, he got a new follower. Exactly. It's kind of funny because I was texting with Jeff last night. And I'm like, all right. He's like, what do I got to do? I was like, well, just the most important thing is we like you to be on Instagram Live. So just make sure you follow us on Instagram. And he comes in this morning. He's like, well, I signed up for Instagram. And I'm like, you what? So the fact that you didn't have a problem, like Sin said, logging on, getting on. We've got guys who've been on Instagram for years and they can't get on the live. So whatever you did right, I don't know. You did a great job.
I got lucky. Thank you.
Funny side story. Now I'm glad, I'm a mortgage guy and I got you on Instagram. Well, I just kind of paid it forward because I was not on Facebook or Instagram forever. Like for the first 13, 14 years of being in the business. And I was a real estate agent I had lunch with. I'll never forget this guy, Ryan. And he sits across from me and he goes, well, I looked you up on Facebook and you're not there. I go, yeah, I don't really like having my life all over the social media. And he goes, well, if you don't go on Facebook, I can't work with you. I mean, straight told me that. And I'm like, what? I was like, I guess I have to share my life in order to get business from these people. So I went back to my office and I told at the time, my 18-year-old assistant, I was like, Alex, put me on Facebook. She's like, really? I was like, yeah. So she sets up my whole Facebook account and I didn't even know how to log in. Funny side note. I'm going to put Sen, I'm going to put you on the spot. Sen, do you know what a Rolodex is?
I do.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank God. See, you're an old soul.
I'm old enough, yeah.
See, you're an old enough and you're an old soul. But Alex, I'll never forget, it was like in the same day, I told her, I was like, hey, by the way, bring me my Rolodex. She's like, my what? And I was like, my Rolodex. It's on my desk. She's like, I have no idea what word you just said. Right? So, I mean, talk about feeling old. You know what a Rolodex
Can't say
is.
I've used one, though. I'm
absolutely.
surprised you've actually had one.
Well, when I first got in the business, my boss was in the business since the 80s, right? In mortgages. And that's what he taught us, like, get your cards, put them in the Rolodex. Did you use a Rolodex, Jeff?
Absolutely. 100%.
Right? Like, I'm not going to make you date yourself, but I'm late 40s. So are you in my ballpark?
I'd love to be late 40s.
Okay. All right.
I'm early 50s.
Okay, early 50s. All right, that's like the 30s. Don't worry about it.
That's right.
But yeah, so Rolodex. So Jeff and I grew up with these Rolodexes, but we didn't have cell phones to save all of our stuff in, right?
That's right.
So when you got a card, you went back to your office and you stuck it in the Rolodex. And these, I mean, some of these Rolodexes people have are probably worth millions of dollars, right? With all the cards and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Do you still have like an old one by chance?
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't.
Got rid of it?
Oh, yeah. We just got rid of a bunch of stuff. I made a joke with my wife. I said, we ought to get a dumpster. We ought to get a dumpster with all the stuff we got in the garage.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she said, well, if we get a dumpster, you're going to have to throw your 1970 stereo. I didn't know she had a problem with my stereo, and it was a good stereo.
Oh.
But I said, all right, well, you're going to have to throw out your Titanic deck chair then.
Oh. There you go.
And that started a back and forth, right? So a couple weeks later, they arrived. They showed up with this dumpster.
No
They
way.
gave it to us for 2 weeks. And we just started throwing stuff out. And I thought, and we were taking bets with each other about who was going to dumpster dive first to get retrieval, right?
That would have been me.
And and I was thinking my stereo was going to come back, but I let it go. And I was proud of her because she let a lot of stuff go that, and we were really, really messing with each other throughout the whole process. But, they came, they showed up, they picked up the dumpster, they went on their way. The garage, you could see the floor.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's something we haven't seen for a long time.
Cars actually go in it now?
Yeah, you could do that. But they went and unloaded it at the dump site.
Right.
And it was over a ton of stuff.
Oh, wow.
26 years worth of stuff.
Oh my God.
But it's gone now and it feels so good. But yeah, it's there was a Rolodex in there somewhere.
Okay, so that's where that was going.
Exactly.
Right. No, that is it's funny, people talk about decluttering. Sen and I talked about like spring cleaning and stuff. And a lot of times it's like you're the first person that's ever said that you did it without being forced to do it. Like something was your catalyst, I'm sure. Like I'm moving in a couple months. And so we're kind of like, I'm looking at things like, oh God, do I need that? And I'll tell you a fun little fight my wife and I had is she was cleaning out, we have like a bookshelf area in the house, or you could call it the library, right? And she's throwing away all these old books. And, as a kid, some of them were like my books as a kid and stuff. Like I had Great Santini. I had a couple other, kids' books and stuff. And I said to my wife, she's like, I need you to go through these books. I was like, look, I'll look at them later, just stack to the side, whatever. Next thing I knew, there's 3 garbage bags in my kitchen, and they're the books. And so I came home, and it was a rough day at the office, and I started opening a couple, and I saw some of these sentimental books in there. I got a little angry. And I'm like, what in the hell is this? You're throwing away Berenstain Bears? I mean, come on, man. This is who taught me everything. And she's like, what are you doing? This is junk. So I did dump out one of the garbage bags on the kitchen floor. And I did find the books that I wanted. And there was a little compromise. There was a book that I read my son when he was younger, Princess Bride. You remember the movie Princess Bride? Mm-hmm. Please tell me both of you have seen that, right? So the book is really hard to read with all the crazy names. But I read it to my son, and it was in the bag. So I was upset. Oh. Yes. But we got over it. And now we're decluttering, right? And I do feel the way you do. I feel better. But it kind of brings up a question, and this is for both of you as real estate agents. Sheds. How important are sheds when it comes to selling a house? Do you find do people even care? Like when you guys show people homes, I'll start with you, Sen, ladies first. Like, does anybody see a shed in the backyard and they're like, oh, this is great. We love to have a shed.
Actually, yeah, funny you say that. It's definitely a bonus.
That's what I thought.
The story that I have for you with my multiple offers, I feel like the shed may have, played a small part in that.
Really? Okay. And we're going to tell that story today, right? Because we saved that for last week. We ran a rerun last week. But yeah, so we have that story about multiple offers. So let's save it for that. But I want to know, now what about you? Have you heard anybody talk about sheds? You're a guy. I imagine you like sheds, right? Or no?
Well, yeah. If you get in the doghouse, you got to have somewhere to go, right?
Oh, he's talking about he sheds.
I will say that good condition sheds. If you've got some dilapidated thing that somebody's that's the first thing they have to take care of, moving in, then no. But I mean, if it's in good shape, not an eyesore, I do think it, adds a little bonus.
And I think also, that shed, like if you're moving from a house that has a shed and you store like all your Christmas stuff, your bikes and all these things, I'm going through this, and I look at this other house and there's no shed. I'm like, well, the first thing goes through my mind is, where am I putting my shed? And then the wife says, I don't want a shed. And I was like, I don't want your crap in my garage. So then we're going to get with Jeff and we're going to order a dumpster.
That's it. That's all you got to do is give me a call. I can tell you exactly what to do.
I can't believe you actually followed through with it, and neither one of you guys dumpster dove.
I can't believe we didn't either. But I mean, I can tell you, we feel a lot better now, and it continues. I mean, we're still putting stuff out. You know, in Clearwater, they come by and they pick stuff up, all the solid stuff after the regular deal.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's working out good because we're trying to minimize everything.
Yeah.
That we're doing.
Yeah, we have too much crap in this whole world. We just have too much crap, and I'm a hoarder, sadly. So I've only got a little bit of time left in the end of this segment. Let's talk real quick about the Tampa Bay Lightning. Did you guys watch the game?
I know you did, but I heard about it.
It was sad. Jeff, did you watch it? Are you a hockey fan at all?
I am, but I did not get to, sadly.
Yeah, well, I took my son to the game. It's the only game we went to out of the whole series, Game 7. Thought it was going to be, hopefully getting us into another series. Sadly, the Lightning are continuing their streak of losing in the first round exactly. Thanks, James. 4 years in a row. They have lost in the first round of the NHL playoffs. And this was a great team. They played a really, really good series. Went to overtime 3 out of the 7 games, or maybe 4 out of the 7 games. It was unreal. I mean, I think it was probably better than what we're going to watch in the Stanley Cup. But sadly, Lightning, you guys did a great job. We're looking forward to a great season next year. But fun fact, Martin St. Louis is the coach for Montreal, who beat us. And St. Louis was one of our superstar players back on the Lightning back in the day. So kind of cool. He got to come back to Tampa and beat our butts and to kick us out of the playoffs. But really nice. I always mess. He's like one of the shortest guys ever in the NFL too. But he's total badass. So anyway, with that said, happy Cinco de Mayo. Hopefully you guys are having margaritas. Sadly, we are not right now, but maybe later we'll talk ourselves into it. We're going to learn a little bit more about Jeff Sutliff. KSENIA has some real estate stats. Those are going to be very interesting. So stay tuned for that. And then we're going to find out what you guys did last weekend when we get back from the business happy hour. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. You made it through your first segment of radio. What do you think?
I love it.
Easy?
It's kind of addicting a little bit. I'm enjoying this.
It is a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then Instagrammers, Jeff, hey, by the way, he's first time on radio, first time on Instagram Live, I think, as well, right?
Yeah, anything else you want to throw at me, let's do it right now.
Let's send, what else can we make this guy do?
I like the attitude.
You ever done a handstand? I've never done that.
I have a feeling you would try it, though, if you asked
I think you would, too. I think you would. Listen, I actually tried. I can't do it. Can you do a handstand?
I can do a handstand.
You can do a handstand?
Yeah.
Dang it. Yeah. You have to use the wall, or you can just do it.
I mean, I haven't tried in a while. I might pull a muscle, but
right. Well, okay.
We're from an acrobat family.
Oh, that's right.
My mom could still do a handstand.
Of course you do. Them Russians, they can do everything.
She actually tried for my daughter's birthday on the beach.
Yeah.
Like the girls were all like doing handstands. And my mom runs over there trying to get in on the action. She did.
She did a handstand?
She did.
God, man, you Russians. That's why we got to watch out for you guys if we go to war. They can do handstands. All right, we're going to fire the radio show. Too much fun.
All the best mortgage or real estate advice from Tampa Bay's top experts. It's the Business Happy Hour with Frank the Bank Cotto and KSENIA KSENIA.
All right, Tampa Bay, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour. We're having too much fun there in the break. By the way, we do this Instagram Live almost every Tuesday from about 11:10 until 12 o'clock. Please like and share. Go on there. If you are listening on Sunday mornings, jump on Instagram. Go to Frank the Bank Cotto. Go to Realtor Sen, KSEN. You can go to the Business Happy Hour. Just find us and like us on Instagram, and then you will get notified every time we do the Business Happy Hour. And you can chime in. We got a lot of guys. I see Mr. Zach Lato, superstar wrestler for Jesuit High School. He's watching us right now. See some other boys. Don't get in trouble, guys. But it's great to know that these guys on their lunch break at school tune into the Business Happy Hour. So if these guys are doing it, you guys should do it because you're business owners out there. These guys are going to be business owners soon, and they're going to buy you out. So you better start watching the Business Happy Hour sooner than later so you can get the tips from us. So this weekend, let's go over this real quick. I had my 20th anniversary last week.
Yeah.
Did I tell you?
Congratulations again.
Congrats.
I did, yeah.
Thank you.
Awesome.
It was funny. The night before, my wife and I were like at dinner. I'm like, all right, baby, we got like 4 hours left. I was like, are we going to make it to 20 years in 4 hours? And we made it. Woo! But yeah, it's tough, to be together. You look back on it and like, how long have you been with your husband?
I mean, yeah, I'm not one of those rare stories.
No, but you guys been together for a long time, though.
There's been, 6 years.
Yeah, okay. Well,
6 years, I had another relationship prior to that,
But 6 years is a long time. I mean, Jeff, how long you been married?
About 26 years.
Yeah, so I'm saying when you compare it to the, I finally hit the 20 years.
Sen, let me know. Let me in 14 years.
But it's going well, so I anticipate getting there. Fingers crossed.
There you go. Hopefully you're listening. There, KSENIA's husband. She's like, I think she's gonna make it another 14. You're gonna be just fine. Jeff, 26 years.
26 years.
That's a long time. You want to give the wife a shout out?
Oh, hey, Marcy. I love you.
Oh,
you're awesome.
Not mad at you for throwing out the stereo set.
No, I bet it was a good stereo. I don't know.
It was.
Well, and I do the same stuff. I had the oldest, nicest stereo, and we had a flood in our house, and it got damaged. And I was like, she's like, finally. I was like, you can know my face, right? I'm like, I'm gonna go buy Sonos. Anyway, so I went to Sedona. Have you been to Sedona?
You know what? No. And was this in Arizona?
Yes.
This is why I keep thinking, okay, there's no way he said Sedona. I'm just used to you going out of the country somewhere.
Oh,
so I'm like, he must have said some city in Italy or,
Sardinia.
That's what I was thinking, yes.
Sardinia.
No, Sedona, Arizona. Have you been to Sedona, Jeff?
I have not.
All right. So I encourage everyone, you got to go once, right? I don't know that you're somewhere you got to go back and forth a bunch of times, but if you like nature and you like doing little hikes and you like seeing like the red rocks and stuff, I mean, there's all kinds of things for different skill levels. At one point, we were halfway up a mountain and my wife just like froze. And her like back is up against the wall. And I mean, there's like 5 feet, she's not going to fall right off or anything. And she's like, she's looking at this like crevice that you have to go up, and then you kind of have to free climb. They call it scrambling, right? So you can't walk up it. Like you're going to have to be on all fours, or you're going to have to like do something. You're not going to be able to stand and walk it. And she's like, I don't think I can do that. And I'm like, honey, we're 2/3 of the way. I'm like, the vortex is up there. Like, that's the peak. We're not going to go to all the way at the top like crazy people. But I'm like, we got to hit this peak. And she's like, I just don't know. And I'm like, okay. I was like, we'll chill here for a minute. And then it's how terrible this Asian lady with her 2 kids, who must have been like 6 and 8, come walking up, and she's in Crocs. Right. And she walks up and she just walks right past us with the kids and just goes right up the crevice. And I looked at my wife. I'm like, are you going to let that happen? And she's like, God dang it. So needless to say, we went up the thing. Right. And it was great. And then in the end, you have a good time and you get to the top. And then once you overcome it, going down is actually pretty easy. It's and they say going down's harder, but it's all about when you're climbing these things, just getting past it. And once you get past it, it's great. But I encourage everybody, go to Sedona once and make reservations for a place called Mariposa. I'll show both of you guys a picture of this dinner. I have never eaten at a place with a better view in my entire life. All over the world I've eaten, never had a better view than this place called Mariposa in Sedona. You got to get a reservation like a month or 2 ahead of time. It is worth every minute of your time to go there. Anything fun for the weekend for you?
Well, I'm still curious about yours. So you actually went like on an adventure type of anniversary. Because I'm not used to that from you. It's usually beach, nice dinners. So you guys actually went hiking.
So we stayed in a place called Enchantment Resort, which is beautiful. And there's hikes right there that you can go to. 4-star, beautiful food, beautiful place. But we drove around and went to hikes. And they have vortexes, energy vortexes all around there where you feel different energy, but you got to hike to them. Like you can't just walk up to them. And I will say you kind of feel it. It was kind of cool, It's a very big mix between a chill vacation and an adventure vacation. So,
Okay, I'm going to put it on my list because I'm trying to think of a place to go this summer.
It's really cool. Now talk to me later about it, because for kids, Sedona itself will be cool. I probably wouldn't send you to Enchantment for kids. It's probably a little too quiet maybe, but there's some really other good places you can stay there. But Sedona's a great 3-night trip. That's what I would tell you. A great, phenomenal 3-night trip. And,
okay,
nice.
Good.
Phoenix, meh. Sedona, good. Right.
Okay.
So, check that out.
So no, my weekend actually was just busy with work.
Oh.
But that's not a bad thing. And I reached out. I'm like, I'm so happy that we actually didn't do the show yesterday because our first Monday.
You were slammed.
I was busy.
So are you feeling it pick up? What's going on?
And this has been, the whole logic with pricing strategy right now, I really feel like that's key.
Okay.
And we can sense it in the market. So I was a little bit surprised at the activity that I got. So I listed the home on Saturday.
Okay.
By Saturday, I think before even evening, I had 2 offers in hand.
Whoa. Well, tell Jeff and I what kind of price you listed this for.
Price point, I do think that's probably driver. It was under $400,000.
Okay.
But I also think we went in strategically where I'm like, all right, this is probably the highest that I would do. And the sellers were very amenable, savvy people. They're like, you know what, let's go even, a few grand under that. So we're hitting that different bracket.
Okay.
And I think that actually was the trick to really, getting that buyer interest. And yeah, it was a busy weekend. We ended up with 4 offers come Sunday.
What?
And then, they had to make a decision on Monday, but they were very gung-ho about it. They got, everything that they wanted out of it. And, it's a good deal.
So did they end up offering over list?
Yes.
Okay, so the strategy, and Jeff, I know you're a little bit on the newer side, but Cindy and I have talked about this a long time, and I've always asked her advice on it. There's the strategies like, do you list a little undervalue and try to get above because you're getting more competition, or do you go and list at, probably top value, right? And it sounds like you went with the lower one and it really worked out. Have you had any experience in that?
Yeah, I think I agree with that way of thinking on things. I think listing it under just a little bit, you're going to get more looks. You're going to get more activity. You're going to generate a lot more enthusiasm for what you're looking at.
Yeah.
And, if you're going in there and you're looking at comparables with that,
right.
I think it just makes sense.
I agree. In this market, I think, that's probably the right strategy is list a little bit low, create more activity. So if you're on one of those verges of price points like 400, list just under it. I think that was a great strategy. We're going to take a break here on the Business Happy Hour. When we get back, we're going to learn about who is Jeff Sutliff and talk about some real estate stats. Stay tuned. Thank you, sir.
I did want to dive a little bit deeper into it. We could do it maybe after we introduce you, but this goes to like agent advice.
Okay.
It's kind of funny to see.
Let's dive right away. Yeah, and then we'll
if you've
introduce
never been in that situation, I'll give you tips.
Yeah, let's do it.
Take all the tips I can.
All right, fire it.
Welcome to the Business Happy Hour radio show with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, the owner of Lincoln Lending Group right here in Tampa Bay for 23 years. Joined by his incredible co-host, KSENIA Akishina, realtor with Mahara and Associates, Tampa's top real estate company. Together, they have helped finance and close nearly $1 billion of real estate every year. If you're looking for local mortgage or real estate advice, the Business Happy Hour team has been right here on News Radio WFLA for over a decade. Listen right here or find us on the Business Happy Hour YouTube channel or follow us on Instagram at Frank the Bank Cotto. Now sit back, relax, and get ready for some serious mortgage, real estate, and business talk with 2 of Tampa's top experts. Here's Frank the Bank and KSENIA.
Hey guys, Frank the Bank, owner of LincolnLendingGroup.com, back in studio with KSENIA Akishina from Mahara and Associates. Guys, we would not be good business people if we did not ask for your business. At least that's what my coach tells me. So I am asking you guys right now to go to LincolnLendingGroup.com, check out all of our loan programs, get your free pre-approval, just get your info if you want. You can click for more info without doing an application. That's LincolnLendingGroup.com. And I know KSENIA loves it when you give her a call to have her answer the real estate questions, which we're going to talk about some real estate agent advice here in 1 second that she's going to give to Jeff over here. But KSENIA, if they want to talk to you, how are they going to get in touch with you?
Yeah, call me at 813-755-REAL. But if you're not ready to talk to me, you can also go on my website, which is tamparealestate.pro.
That's easy, tamparealestate.pro. And of course, Jeff, he specializes in the Clearwater area. KSENIA is more in the Carewood and Tampa area. You can give Jeff a call at 727-415-1430. That's 727-415-1430. And I'll make sure Jeff mentions that later in the show as well. So, Sen, in the break, you were saying because of this whole listing thing in making that decision, you have some advice for Jeff and for some of the sellers out there?
I do.
Okay.
So, and yes, I think we priced it right. I also think I did a really great job with marketing, not to toot my own horn, but, our pictures were great. And, that has a lot to do with it. And ultimately always hire the right agent. But when buyers are in this situation, I really think that that's key. So as a listing agent, they pull on your heartstrings. Yeah. It's great when you just have the one and things are good. But when you've got multiple people that want the same property, it's a little tough because you kind of maybe get attached to somebody or they try to do the story. But what I will say with this one, though, it really came down to the effort from the agent, the buyer's agent, and the lender.
Really?
So the one that ended up getting it, what stood out, agent was persistent, even though he actually didn't even see the house. His client came to my open house. So I kind of got the face-to-face with him, but he was quick to, call me on it. Because I already told the guy, hey, we already have a couple of offers in. He probably felt a little bit, maybe I don't even go for it, but he did. I'm sure he told his agent, whatever you got to do, get this for me. Then his lender not only just called me because I was busy, I didn't get the call, but he texted, he sent an email just to make sure, because I already had a front runner in mind. I'm like, all right, they're really well qualified, good offer. So you kind of feel it from the agents, the ones that don't even bother calling you and just write, oh, here's an offer. Don't do that.
So
I mean, you don't do that in any
situation.
Yes. I think it totally did. It swayed because the offers were all close. They were all good offers, all at or over list price, and nothing crazy. I'm not saying, $20,000, $30,000 over during the COVID days. Question for you, actually, what's the difference in a price for, say, you go $5,000 more?
$30.
$30 a month.
Yeah, I would use at most $6 for every 1,000.
Yeah. So, I mean, when you're in a multiple offer situation, you really got to talk to your client and, educate them. Hey, do you know that if you do go up in price to try to get a little bit of a competitive edge, it's only going to be an extra $30 a month.
People don't think about that. They think about, and they also don't realize that when you're raising your price, let's say $10,000 and you're putting down 10%, it only means $1,000 more out of your pocket. Right. And $10,000 at most is going to be like $55 to $60 a month. And we just did math with somebody the other day, and people focus, just like they focus we all on price, they focus with us on rate. But they don't realize what a small difference it is. I gave a guy a $5,000 lender credit for him to take a rate 0.25 higher than what the other lender was offering. So we came in basically $6,000 less than the other lender. And the guy knows he's going to refi probably down the road. And his difference in payment was $31 per month. So I'm like, so do you want $31 a month or do you want $6,000 in 30 days? And as soon as I said that, he's like, well, this is a no-brainer. He goes, why do people focus on the rate so much? I'm like, I don't know. Because they don't realize, just like they don't realize that few $1,000s is so minuscule. You're going to lose a house over $30 a month?
Right.
No. Go see how many times I went to Starbucks in the last week, right? Answer that question. So that's some great advice then.
Yeah, but in all, if you're ever in that situation, you have to be proactive.
Yes.
You can't just, you have to establish some kind of rapport with the listing agent, let them know how much the client really wants the home, hey, they're super qualified, have the lender call. You got to go above and beyond.
Right.
You don't just sit back, oh, here, it is what it is, because, then you're not trying. And I mean, I feel that, obviously that first connection, I go through the other agent and it's like, all right, let me feel them out. And, experience from that other agent also matters. Yeah. If somebody's like a newbie and you talk to them and they're not, you know what I mean? Because you seem very savvy. You're the type of person that probably picks up, whatever it is that you want to do and you get good at it.
Well, you hit it. The key to the whole thing is relationship building, and that goes right from agent to agent too. And I think that, just like you said, the connection was, if it's better, you tend to steer that way. And I totally agree with that.
Yeah. You got to make a connection. That's 100%. And especially in this world, things become so digital. Like I'm with you, Sen. If you feel comfortable with the person and the two offers are the same, who are you going to call? The one who actually was proactive and the one you're comfortable with. So, and lenders out there, we do this all the time. We're going to make a phone call after the offer goes in, because the whole point is to make the other agent comfortable with the fact they have a very good loan here, not just a piece of paper. All right. So some good advice. I want to deviate, and we're going to get to stats here, I think, in the last segment.
Okay.
I want to introduce Jeff officially, Jeff Sutliff with Realty One Group. You got into real estate last year, but you're not new to business. Tell us a little bit about where you came from, how you got here, and what is this leadership boot camp business used to run before you jumped into real estate?
Well, I'm originally from Michigan.
All right. What part?
Well, if you know where Flint is, just outside of Flint, Swartz Creek.
Got it.
Don't know if you ever heard of that.
I've been up there a bunch. Pontiac is where we usually go with some business things. Sure. I've been, Detroit and some areas near the Lake Erie and whatnot.
Okay. Well, we had a conversation, decided, where would you want to move if you were going to move? And I said, I want to look at a palm tree. Let's go. And she said, okay, just like that. So we came down and, and this is back a little while ago, we took our son to a leadership activity in Washington, where they could see the monuments and the memorials and do all that stuff in a leadership group. On the way back, and because we had driven, on the way back, I said, "So, what'd you learn? What did you think about, your experience?" And he said, "I had an awesome time, and I really appreciate you guys bringing me here. But I was a little disappointed in the fact that the leadership, it was supposed to be leadership, and there wasn't a lot of that being discussed, and I missed that." And then he said, "Oh, I wish you and Mom could put something together down where we're at." And
how old is your son?
He was in middle school.
Wow.
So we laughed, and then we just talked a little bit. By the time we got home, we were ready to set up an LLC and put this thing on. And so we had teachers nominate students to be a part of this program, and they came from all over. And down at the Hampton Inn and Suites down on Clearwater Beach.
Very familiar, yep.
So we did that program successfully, and it was a great program for a while. And then it just, this last 3 years, and I think it was COVID that did it, just the quality that we were getting of the students, because we were asking for the best of the best.
Right.
We were getting some students that were just we were scratching our heads and kind of looking at each other like I don't want to be an officer or a cop during this thing. I want to put this thing on.
Right.
So one thing led to another, and that conversation that I had a long time ago about, "Hey, Jeff, you ought to do real estate," it started kind of getting louder. And then I'm like, I told Marcy, I'm like, "Well, what do you think about that?" And she's like, "Well, you got to do what you like to do."
Yep.
So I took the education, and I went and took the test, and they said, you're not going to get through it the first time. It's going to be probably, the odds are you take it the second time you get it.
Right.
So I came out of that test after hours of taking the test, and I smiled at the people at the front desk, and I'm like, "I hate to say it, but I think I'm probably going to see you again real soon." And she slid the results face down to me, and she said, "Here you go." And she didn't give me anything. I was wanting something.
Yeah. Exactly. Like an emotional response.
Yes.
Right.
Tell them, just confirm that I'm going to see you again sometime soon.
Yeah.
I flipped it over and I passed it the first time.
Woo!
And I was like, yes. I'm like, okay, this is definitely for me.
Yeah.
But I want to send a shout out to Chris Isabel.
Yes.
Because I had trained through another company, and I'd made the assumption that I was going to go to that other company because it was their training. It was free training. And I thought, okay, but during my training, no one had contacted me, not one bit. I went to get my fingerprints done, and I ran into Chris. She came up and shook my hand and said, "Hi," and introduced herself. And she said, "If you ever want to talk about, I don't know if you're with somebody else or not." And I said, "Well, yeah, I'm supposed to go to X. Give me a call." She gave me her card. And I thought about that. That night, I called Chris, and I said, "I just want to tell you, I've got a serious decision to make here. But you're the first one that's ever reached out to me. No one from where I trained reached out, not even to now, to this point, where somebody should have said,
that's crazy.
Hey, this is so-and-so. I'm from X. I just want you to know this is what's going on. Up. If you need anything, give me a call." No one. It was quiet.
Listen, on that note, we're going to take a break for the Business Happy Hour. We're going to come back into our last segment, and we're going to find out what changed for Jeff Sutliff and why did he join Realty One Group and what he did. Stay tuned to the Business Happy Hour. We'll be back in a minute. Project. Oh, he's like, "Stop talking so quiet, Frank." I know. I'm just got to go with Jeff's vibe, right? I was like,
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay, project.
Now he's projecting. So now when you come back in the last segment, you can be like, "And this is what I did."
I'm the champion of projection, baby.
Yeah.
There you go.
There it is. Man, no, that was a good story, though. That was good. I can't believe your son asked you to start that. That was nuts.
And he helped lead it as well.
Man, how old is he now?
He's finishing up in 2 weeks. He'll be onto his second year in med school.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That's awesome.
He's yeah, I'm proud of him.
That's great. Heck yeah, you got to be. Okay, we're ready. Fire it up.
Let's get back to the Business Happy Hour radio show with your host, Frank the Bank Cotto, owner of Lincoln Lending Group, and his co-host, KSENIA Akishina, realtor with Mahara and Associates.
Hey, Tampa Bay, welcome back to the Business Happy Hour, your number one show for all things business and entrepreneurial. I am your host, Frank the Bank Cotto. We've been talking with Jeff Sutliff with Realty One Group. We just found out how he became a real estate agent, passed the test on the first go, realized this was for him, got into helping people. We just found out his son is in, second year in med school?
In 2 weeks, he'll have finished his first year onto the
second
year.
Awesome. This guy has ambition.
Oh, his favorite thing to do was not what his dad did back in school. His favorite thing to do has always been in the books. He would spend weekends in the books. What are you doing? Oh, I'm studying.
Man.
And I was never going to turn that off, and neither was the missus. We were like, okay, you go.
You're like, I don't know whose kid you are, but
yeah, I don't know. It didn't happen from here, but
it works though, man. That's okay. Well, I think he got his sales from you. Obviously, he got ambition from you, something. Because I mean, to be in the real estate, it takes a special person, right? I mean, we are self-employed. We live and die by our own effort, and clearly, I think the kids watch that no matter what business you're in. So, how are you doing now? You've been not quite a year into business, right?
Not quite a year, but I've had some clients. I just actually put somebody into a waterfront home up in Holiday.
Yeah. Their
dream home right along the 20 minutes boat ride to the Gulf.
Yeah.
And the one thing how this started was we had agreed to go see this place and everything seemed good. And then I'm like, listen, by the way, I've got to have you sign a paper that gives me permission to take you. It's an agreement. Right.
Oh, the buyer broker agreement.
Right. Okay. And this is where the wall went. Right. And she texted back. She says, oh, I'm sorry. We're not ready to commit to anything right now.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
So the brakes came on. So then I said, listen, I understand. I would feel the same way that you do right now. But let me tell you what this is about. If you just want to sign this for one time, we can do that. But legally, I have to have your signature. Otherwise, I can't do it because then I'm in huge trouble. And I'm not going to sacrifice all the hard work that it took me to get my license. Yeah. And then I just let that sit.
Right.
She came back and she said, Jeff, we want you to be our realtor.
I love it.
So I said, okay, great. These people, when they get back from New York, are having us over for dinner.
That's awesome.
So and I told him, I said, listen, with me, this isn't a transaction. I don't do things that way. You're not just a piece of paper and a pen.
Mm-hmm.
You're lots more to me than that. And we're friends. I mean, we're really good friends. That's what I love about this business is that you're not just doing transactions. Well, some people do. I'm more of the guy that wants to make friends and hear stories and, have new experiences with people. So
I love what you said right there. I hosted a panel a couple weeks ago, and we had some of the top agents in town on there. And Tony Baroni, if you know who that is, he's not great, wonderful guy. He said something so similar to what you just said. And then we coined this phrase for our company, and we're going to make a T-shirt. And it's going to say, transactions are numbers, clients are people. Because so many people, I hate when they call it a transaction. I'll tell you what I hate as a lender, Sen, you're going to love this. I hate when we're called vendors, right? They're like, oh, our vendor. I'm like, bro, I'm not a Coke machine. Like, is that what you think of me? Like, you're going to go around the corner and then pick which one you want? Like, Lord, you guys aren't vendors either. I mean, how'd you like it if they called you that, right? But these are our clients. These are our friends. And you are, Jeff, I think you're already on the right path. I know, Sen, that's how you've always treated everybody. The best agents create friends and create relationships, and they break bread with the people.
Yeah, no, and listen, this is the best part of the job. So,
it is.
Closing, I know it's just so rewarding, in each transaction,
We're not talking about you people.
It's different. There are things that come up. But yeah, at the end of the day, when you just make somebody's dream come true, and even with sellers too, you hear all the stories and you really just bond. It's very rewarding.
Yeah, it is. And by getting to know them, then I think you also as agents, especially as listing agents, you can help pick out the right person as well. What do y'all think of, Jeff, you might not have ran into this yet. I know we're running out of time. We're going to probably not get to our stats today. You're going to kill me. Actually, we're going to have to do that for at least a minute. But how about these letters that are people still doing that where they write a letter to the seller and then you provide that to tug on the heartstrings? Is that a thing? Do you see it?
I mean,
you see it?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, just when they're leaving everything, like the bundle of all the information.
No, I'm talking about to win.
No, like the personal letter, like if you're in a multiple offers. But I did come across one, though, where they said, we are not accepting any personal letters. Please don't submit any kind of letters. And I mean, it does still happen. And you know what? In any case, the way that I work with my clients, when I know their personalities, sometimes even if there are no multiple offers, it's great to hear from a buyer just how much they love the home. Hey, don't worry, I'm going to make this our own. We're going to take such good care of it. It does go somewhere,
I think
in terms of just feelings and just the warmth of who you're passing your home to.
It would impact me, I think, personally. If somebody's wrote me a letter and I read it and I was like, oh man, they got 2 kids. Oh, they're going to be in the same bedrooms as our kids and they're going to make the same memories. I think that's impactful. So I think we've given a lot of advice to sellers today, right? And to other agents. Jeff, we only have 1:40 left on the show. Normally we get to the statistics. I mean, maybe Sen can sum it up in 30 seconds what the heck was going on. If not, we can talk about it on the Instagram later. But I want people to, if you guys are looking in Clearwater, you just want somebody who actually cares, wants to develop a good relationship with you. Jeff Sutliff, he's the one to give a call, 727-415-1430, 727-415-1430. By the way, being new in real estate doesn't mean anything because real estate is a people business. And Jeff said it without saying it. It's about who you want to represent you and who you want to help your family. They all have access to the same data. And speaking of data, before that, anything you want to say to the listeners?
No, I'd like to hear some stats.
Yeah, all right, let's do some stats. We got a minute.
Just for you, since we don't have much time, let's just do Pinella's.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is for March, year over year. Closed sales were down by 2.5%. Not huge, but median sale price, you guys are at $456,000. And the average sale price was actually up by 4%. It's at $601,000. Median time to contract, 37 days. Month supply is 3.8. And new listings were down as well as the month supply, which that was the big theme for us. But I'm curious about April because I feel like more listings are coming.
I think it is
there
too.
You go.
I think we are going into the hotness. If these bombs stop dropping, get ready. If property taxes go away, get ready times 10. We're going into a good market. We're going into the summer. Jeff, thank you for being a guest on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely.
Pleasure.
It's been wonderful. You did a great job. First time on Instagram
You
and
did.
first time.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yes. And KSENIA, I'll see you next week.
Yes, see you next week.
All right, guys. Have a great week. All right, guys.